Oops. All right. It's ready. Is it all right?
Have you ever wondered how to save your money and where to save your money or how to make money? Having money is not necessary for building wealth. Wealth is a long-lasting plan, going on for generations. Let Wanda tell you how. Tune in to Wanda's Wealth Moments every Wednesday at 9:30 and learn how to.
The latest 9:33.
Good morning, my friends, and welcome to another segment of Wanda's Wealth Moments, where every week you get to listen, learn, and earn some facts, foes, and tidbits about wealth. And you know it, as usual, the weather too. Ooh, what are we in for? Yeah, winter's here. I just, I can't say anything more. It's here. It may not officially be here, but boy, are we feeling it. We certainly are. Right now, for us, it's showing -6, which feels like -11. We're talking Celsius here. Celsius, all right? -11. Okay, but we're going to hit a high today of -1. So we're still in the negative. I'm sorry. Sorry. Nothing else I can say. It's cold. Not cold, it's cold. It's what it is, all right? We are feeling it, so brace for it. Don't be surprised because this is the winter weather, all right? So with that in mind, just because it's cold doesn't mean you can't prep and warm yourself up for the tax season. Okay, that was probably a bad intro going into it. All right, but I do want to continue on from where we left off from last week because it's important. Right? Yes, Christmas is here. We want to spend, and have a good time. And then we get into the new year, and then the hustle and the bustle of, oh my gosh, it's time to file taxes. Or for some folks, it's like, I'll put it off. Like I said, don't put it off. But I do want to continue on from where we left off last week. So we were talking about the 10 tips for a smooth tax filing year. So I'm going to quickly share my screen and we'll go over a couple of more tips today, which I think is really important for you. So let me hop on. So I think we left off at 3. So we are now at 4. There we go. So tax tip number 4. Try, and if you see, yeah, I put in quotations, try to stay current with tax legislation. Why? Why is that important? Well, at the end of the year, okay, or at the end of the day, I should say, every year, the government does what they call an assessment of their fiscal health of the country's economy. Okay, they do. And it's important why they do this assessment because it's going to help determine whether or not they're going to spend more in the country or spend less, increase taxes or decrease taxes. All right. So the reason they're mainly doing that is they want to determine if the economic measures that they've adopted last year or the year prior, okay, is it actually addressing the needs of the individual, of the family, of the businesses, okay? These are things that they've proposed the year before, they've implemented it. Is it helping? Is it supporting Canada's economy? How is it affecting you overall? Okay, this is really, really important because we love to pay taxes, don't we? Woohoo! Are we excited about that? Faye's like, no, not negatory. We don't love that, do we? Right. So it's important to understand for yourself, even if you may not, let's say, follow through on the news or listen on a day-to-day, talk to somebody that does. All right, you're a tax preparer, your accountant. It's important because, when these changes take place and you're completely oblivious to it, you don't know, and all of a sudden you get hit with a higher tax, you're thinking, whoa, what happened? All right, the income you had coming in, it's going out a lot faster the other way to the government, and then it's less for you, less spending dollars for you to take care of the necessities of the home. All right. So, and at the end of the day, when the government makes these proposals and they implement these, some things are really, I like to say, out of our control. Okay, but at least if you're aware of it in advance, you can do things or prepare or try to manage, or I like to say reallocate funds. Just try to do every little step counts, all right, to bettering your financial home. Okay, so that's really important is you want to stay current with legislation. So being aware of what's out there. So for example, uh, remember with the pandemic when the CERB benefits came in to help a lot of folks because they couldn't keep up with their rent, or what they have, the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy, CEWS, or the CERS, Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy. All right, any tax credits or increases plays a major role in how you manage your financial home can make the difference. I like to say it could almost make you or break you. I don't even want to say break you, truthfully. All right. But it could play a significant role in how you're managing or dealing with your finances. Okay. And if you're not prepared or not ready, it can be a big surprise. So that's point number 4. Okay. Try. People say just stay current. Try. Make the effort. Make the effort. Know what's going on out there. Okay. Number 5, understand. Understand the latest on home office deductions and COVID related filings. What do I mean by that? Well, from 2020 up to even present, a lot of people are still working from home. All right. Some businesses have opted now to go the way of what 3 days home, 2 days in. All right, or the other way around, work 2 days home and 3 days in office. So the option is still there, and a lot of people are still working from home. And then you've got business owners. A lot of business owners have maybe moved away from having the sticks and bricks physical office to working from home 100%. Okay. So if you are a business owner, this is more related to business owners. Okay. There are some deductions you need to consider as well too. And it's really, really important because every dollar counts. So if you're a business owner, you work from home, there are these deductions for expenses related to your physical workspace inside the home. Okay. As long as, and here in Canada, as long as they meet one of the following conditions. The home is their principal place of business. Okay, it's their principal residence and their place of business. Excuse me. And they use the space only to earn business income. Okay, they use it on a regular and ongoing basis to meet maybe their clients, their customers, or patients. All right, maybe some folks that a doctor or chiropractor, maybe they have a practice in their home, a separate suite set up. All right, so these are the expenses that we're looking at. Okay, a portion of those other costs can be deducted as well. Example, heating the home, home insurance, electricity, cleaning. A lot of these things are considered expenses that you have to incur to manage your home, your business from home. Okay, so you have to do your due diligence. Okay. Look at the number of things can be deducted. And there's a lot. Honestly, there's a lot. Okay. Do your due diligence. Capitalize on what's available to you. Okay. Everything counts. Now, I'm not talking about right off the entire home. Unless your entire home is really used for a business, that's really not considered a home. That's a true business. That's your sticks and bricks business. Okay, but a percentage of it from the fuel costs of you running out to get things to put into your business at home. Like I said, the heat, the hydro, not necessarily water, okay, but the phone, fax, all right, your supplies, cleaning supplies, all right. Sometimes meals, but meals, if maybe you have a client over and you're doing lunch, or something and you're talking business, those are things you want to consider. Okay, so, at the end of the day is, what percentage of your home are you using? Do you have an office? I'm actually in my home office. This is an actual setup. It's a complete separate room. So everything I have in here is for business purposes. Okay, you'd be amazed at what I can deduct. Okay, I'm no accountant, no tax preparer, but I have an amazing one that knows how to help me through these times. Okay, so if you have questions on it, or you're not sure, or you've maybe been filing, but you think maybe I could make some tweaks or changes, or there's things I'm missing out because what I knew a couple of years ago, probably I can add to it, increase or change it. You need to speak to your tax preparer. They should be aware of it. And if your tax preparer is not aware of it, you need to find somebody that is aware of it, because it's going to make the difference for your filing. Now, for those folks that have worked from home during the pandemic, okay, and they have to go back to the office, I'm not too sure exactly what you can claim. I think you can claim certain things because you were home during that period of time working still. Okay, so you've had to set up. You've had to. I'm pretty sure there's a high probability that you can claim a percentage of your home during the time you're working at home through the pandemic. Okay, because it's using your resources from home, no longer at the office. So your heat, your hydro, okay, your equipment, if you've had to purchase some or bring some in. So all of these things are important to think about or to consider, okay, during that time. And even if you are still working from home, again, you need to speak with your accountant, your tax preparer on how that works with your filing this time. Okay, because if you're working a couple of days in home and then at office, how can you claim that? Okay, so there's a different dynamic going on here altogether. So these things are important. Okay, so those are the two tips I wanted to touch on today. So tip number 4, staying current with tax legislation. That's key. Very, very, very important. Okay, are we going to pay more taxes or pay less? Is the government going to spend more or spend less? How does this all affect you? And then understanding how your home office deductions can help with your filing. 2 major points, be it you're a business owner or if you're still an employee, but you have the option to still work a little bit at home. Okay. 2 major points I wanted to touch on with you today. Next week, we're going to cover a couple more points. I hope that you're taking note of this information I'm sharing with you. And there's probably other tips as well, too. All right. We just have to spend the time, and most people will not even make time to figure out what's important when it comes on to filing. It literally just takes a few minutes. Honestly, a few minutes out of your life to do a little Google research, get some tax tips, make that call, send an email, send smoke signals. Just kidding. All right. Okay. Just send a quick message to your accountant, your tax preparer and say, hey, it's going to be coming up soon. All right, especially if you're a business owner, you might need a few more minutes talking to your tax preparer. But for the individual, just hey, what do I need? All right, what should I do to prepare? Are there any tax credits that I can apply? Any deductions that will help me? All right, am I at that break-even point? Do I actually owe? What can we do to bring it down so I don't owe? These are all important things that you should be asking. All right, and if you haven't filed for quite some time, you need to sit down and do it. As much as I know we don't want to put time into these things, all right, if you don't, it can turn around and honestly hit back at you real badly. And then you're thinking, oh my goodness, why didn't I? Why didn't I spend that extra half an hour, maybe an hour, just to look at it, just to figure it out, instead of me getting hit with a big penalty right now? All right. Or owing a lot because you never took the time to figure it out. Okay. So at the end of the day, please don't plead ignorance to anything. There's just too much information out there for us to know the do's and the don'ts and what we should be doing and when we should be doing it. Okay. We're not perfect. I understand that. Okay. If you've made a mistake, own it and work through it. But don't keep making the same mistake over and over and over again because it doesn't serve you or anybody else around you. All right. So, with that, my friends, that's my little tidbit for you today, my tax tips. All right. For today. And then I guess next week we'll go through a little bit more. All right. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're taking notes, good notes. And if you have questions, I'll do my best to answer it. Again, some of these things I think you should be asking a tax preparer or an accountant because that is not my field. I'm the financial advisor. I look from numbers from the present to the future. Accountants and tax preparers look at numbers from the past to the present. That's how it works. So with that, have yourself a wonderful cold Wednesday. Okay, well, who cares? You can still be inside and be warm. All right. So have yourself a wonderful Wednesday, a wonderful rest of the week. And until next time, next Wednesday, have yourself a super fantabulous day. And God bless you all.
Super fantabulous. That's the word. Yes, there's the word, Faye. You're not online. You're not online, Faye. You're not on power. Bring your mic in. Bring your mic in, Faye. Bring your mic in. There you
All
go.
right, all right, all right. I forgot I put it up there. Super
Fabulous.
fantabulous.
Super
So she's
fantabulous.
super fantabulous, and you're
Espialidocious.
Oh boy.
and
Listen.
look, I'm just plain good. I don't know what y'all doing all them words for.
Hey,
I'm just plain good.
no, no, no. There's no one good, so you're doing well. But you know what? I got an idea, folks.
Uh-oh.
I got
Ideas
an
are
idea.
Look,
coming.
Wanda. Look, Wanda.
Yeah, I have an idea. To run
Oh, we're not
away,
hearing.
the only way you can escape taxes
I
is go
know.
off the grid. That's the
Oh,
only way. Off the grid.
yeah. Go
Which
off the
means
grid.
go off the grid. No phones, no nothing. Live a simple life. Don't work nowhere. That's the only way you'll escape taxes.
You
Off
know
the
what?
grid.
It's so funny you're saying that. There's a lot of folks, especially
Yeah,
I'm seeing a lot in the US,
yeah,
that they're purchasing these RVs
yeah,
and they're living in it full time. A
yeah.
lot. I'm watching a lot of that. It's
It's called, what's
incredible.
it called
Yeah.
again? No,
Mm.
Yeah,
nomads. Yeah,
Nomads.
nomads.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're
It's
doing
happening
that
here
a
in
lot.
Canada too. I
Listen,
mean,
they'll
go
do
off the
in the US.
grid.
They'll
You
do
know,
anything. They'll sit down and figure out how to defraud the government.
it's not
Right?
Please.
defrauding the government. If you're putting in nothing, if you're
And do a
taking
good
nothing,
job at it.
if you ain't taking nothing out, you ain't gotta put nothing back in. It's not defrauding the
Look,
government because put it this way, when you think of if you're single, that you have to put your brackets up or down, whatever it is, in order for you to benefit. If you're double, it automatically switches. So the single person gets more penalized than the double people. To me, I'm saying I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I've always had a problem with how governments tax people. I've always had that problem. I want to be very upfront about that. That how they tax people and how some people get hurt. And I just don't, and how the guys who makes the most money in the country gets all these tax breaks and we don't. Why the people of the government who work in government offices, why should they get more tax breaks than us who work the hardest to keep the country going and paying all these big taxes back? Why do they get all the breaks?
Yeah.
How fair is that? That's not
it's
defrauding.
unfair, and it's all over the world, my
Of
friend.
course, that's what I'm
All
saying.
over
This
the
is why
world.
I'm not a big fan of taxes. And if you really do go back to how things are operated from biblical, when you're paying taxes, you pay taxes for what you owe or own. Sorry, we don't
Oh.
own
Hmm.
nothing here. We don't own the land. We own the house that is on the land. But you
Yeah.
pay tax for the land, and you pay all this other taxes and all this taxes for this, taxes for that. Come on, seriously? And then they double taxing us on gas tax and this tax and that tax. What is the purpose of all these taxes?
Yeah.
Tax your mind, my brother. To tax your mind.
I, I'm gonna stop ranting and raving. This is the Praise Life Morning Show. Wanda, we want to thank
We
you so
know.
much for the wealth moments. Wanda's wealth moment before we head back to the radio side of things, and thank you once again for being with us.
Thank you, Wanda.
For
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
all right, we are gonna close on the. By the way, folks, just to let you know, if you want to see Wanda's wealth moment, go on Streaming Praise Radio YouTube page, and you'll find it there.
Yeah.
All